Hello. I might need this. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's StepsBasic, and welcome back to my community show. Okay, so last we left off, lots of stress, lots of annoyances, but it's now come to the end of the car saga, at least for now. Yes, I know this is going to be another update, but I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. I mean, I do, and I'm probably going to record a video right after this one regarding the trailer reaction that I want to do. I ought to get in here real quick and talk about my experiences yesterday for you, today for me. I'm done with the car. Like I mentioned before, like the ABS went out on it, the ABS pump went out on it, so I paid to have repairs, and it was too expensive, spent way too much money on it, and so this got me thinking I need a new car, something that's not going to break down in the next couple of months. And so, yeah, I turned around and I went out to Pearson, my favorite auto shop. I say that, but it's true. I literally, every time I go for maintenance or repairs for my car, that's where I usually go. Except for Pep Boys, which was once. Well, twice now. But honestly, it was just because they were close and I could walk. Well, yes, if you're ever in the market for a good high quality car, go to Pearson Toyota out in Newport News. Way too far for me to walk though, so when it came to the brake situation, I didn't go out there. But I went out there yesterday to trade in my car and then pick up a new car. And this is a painful experience for me. I don't usually I'm not like a very materialistic person. I don't get very attached to stuff very easily because that's just not who I am. I, however, do when it comes to my cars. And I'm not even a car nut. I'm not a big car guy. I don't know anything about cars. I don't know a whole lot about cars anyway. But my cars are, I name them, I drive them, I enjoy them. Like every car I've ever had has been important to me, and Shadow, I'd say, was probably my favorite car. She was my little Prius, and she's gone now, and it was very sad. I literally was like getting really choked up on the way out of the dealership yesterday, leaving it behind, and my God, I didn't know that was gonna happen. And I guess as people, we do this sort of thing. We attach personification to items and whatnot, give them characteristics, and Shadow was no exception. She was my little Prius, and she did great. I got her, I think about 2016-ish, I think, was when I got Shadow, and I've had her ever since. A few minor maintenance things like, oil changes and replacing light bulbs, and there was a leak at one point, and got it all fixed, and even little extra character to her. The horn stopped. The horn wasn't working, and they're like, "Oh, you need a horn." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, how much is a horn?" $1,000. I'm like, "No." So they did a little workaround. So she had a little push button on the dash for the horn, just, and I loved that. It was a little character, a little flavor to her. She was a little bit different from everybody else, and I loved that. She was great. So leaving her behind at the dealership after buying a new car felt like I was betraying her, But we had the guy Chandler Price. He was my dealer there. He was my dealer. No, he sold me the car, and he was a great guy. Easy to talk to, that sort of stuff, and it's for me, easy to talk to is a little bit different now, because easy to talk to doesn't. It's a difficult person to find, an easy person to talk to. Now me, I'm a little introverted. I don't talk a whole lot, and when I do, I talk often quiet, and everyone's like, "What? Speak up." But he was patient, and he took care of my businesses, and sold me a car. It's a lot of money, but it's within my budget. Sad part is it just means that we're gonna have a few tight months for a little bit while I settle some other bills, and once those bills are done, then it'll be a little cool, a little calmer. But as it is right now, $450 a month. It's within my budget. I told myself I want less than $300. $300 would be the best, but I can go upwards to $5 because I know how much money I make. Because, as I've stressed before, keep track of your money, your spendings, your income, all of that. And I do. So when it came to this, I knew exactly how much I could spend. Doesn't mean it's not going to be tight, though. So this is my car. She is a Toyota Corolla, 2020. Yeah, sprung for the newer models. It's funny because like this one's 10 years younger than my previous car, and God, now I'm in a midlife crisis. I'm cheating on my other car with a newer model. But it's great because it equals a good thing. It equals a good thing. I don't know what I'm saying. Like, I'm getting used to this new car after driving a hybrid for like, what was it, 7 years now. I was worried jumping into this new car, which is not a hybrid, because she vibrates a lot. I'm like, what's wrong? Something is broken. But no, it's just because the hybrids are, smoother. And there's a lot of things I have to get used to again, like the key. I have another key instead of a push button ignition, which I'm okay with that. Like, I kind of miss the whole key because it's got a feel to it, You put the key in, you're, yeah, as opposed to boop. No offense to Shadow, of course. I just prefer the key. And now I've got the gear stick, which is not the little... If you've ever driven a Prius, you know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, look up a Prius's gear changer. It is literally a tiny little knob in the center console there, which you... I was so afraid I was going to break that. And I think at one point I accidentally unscrewed it, which was kind of funny. And I unscrewed it and popped it off. I'm like, well, I put it back on. Pretend that didn't happen. But this car has a nice little feel to it. You can feel the thunk as you change gears. And it's good. I got to say, like, you're going to be saying to yourself, why did you get this expensive car? And honestly, when it came to Shadow, I loved her, but there was a looming fear. I didn't know when I first bought the car. Like, the dealer didn't tell me when I first bought the car. He didn't tell me that the battery in a hybrid is really expensive to replace. Now, I'm going to say, like, throughout the entirety of having Shadow, I did not ever have to replace or have any problems that I was aware of with the hybrid battery. I did have to replace the 12-volt battery, which was a good $200, and that sucked. But the hybrid battery I never had any problems with. So I was like, she's running good. But towards the end of it, it's like they told me it was like a 10-year battery life for the hybrid, and for the hybrid battery, I'm like, oh. And I'd had her for 2 years over her 10-year warranty there. So I was a little worried because, like, when I say it's expensive to replace the hybrid battery, it's something like $2,000-$3,000, and I'm like, I can't do that. And so with a brand new car, this eliminates a lot of my worries coming up for like the future of car repairs and stuff, because I'm very light and gentle with my cars. I don't break them. I don't like fly through anything. And for a non-hybrid car, I know a lot of how to replace and repair things. Obvious exceptions being the large parts like the ABS pump or, any other large engine part that I don't know about. But I can replace batteries. I can replace, I can replace parts that break. So if anything breaks in the meantime, plus I have a lot of warranties on her now. And so, yeah, I'm good for the next 6 years, which is how long my loan is. 6 years of $450 a month. But I can do it. Like I said, it's a lot of money, but not more than I can handle. Plus, I can do what I usually do. When I have time popping up, I have a little extra cash, just money. But yeah, just wanted to get in here and share y'all the things that have been stressing me out lately have been annoying, but this is a good thing, even though there's a little bit of stress attached to it. It's still an overall net positive, so things should start calming down a little bit. My blood pressure, on the other hand, has been going up again, and I don't know why. sips coffee. So hopefully I can get that sorted out, get back down. My doctor bumped up my meds again, which means I'm probably going to want to focus on potassium, getting some potassium in me so I don't lose it all. But, yeah. Also, school's starting up again soon. Okay, more stress. Anyway. But apart from all that, that's really all I've got for this topic. I just wanted to get in here and update y'all and show you a picture of my new car and everything. But yeah, on to announcements. Let's see. We are starting BioShock Infinite. I need to work on... Well, I started BioShock Infinite. I need to work on some more Joffrey episodes. Obviously, that last one was great. And I love the fact that I was able to pull a little short out from it. If you want to check that out, that's on Phil's Family. I might link that down below. But if you want to check out the little short I made from that, it was about the boulder scene, and it was great. It got a lot of traction, and it was funny, and a lot of people were like, that's hilarious. I'm like, I agree. Thank you. And it's those moments that I really like from the Joffrey series, and basically any improv series that I do on the channel. It's just moments when something funny happens, and I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. So, yeah, I need to work some more on the next episode of Joffrey. It'll be Joffrey versus the Tower Knight. That'll be exciting. But yeah. Also, I do have to say I'm kind of debating whether or not I'm going to do Spooktober this year. I know I've done Spooktober every year since I started doing it, and I haven't really faltered yet, but I've been having issues with time, and time being a very necessary part of, crafting the worlds, as it were, might inhibit my ability to really get a story in. But I'm going to try, but no promises right now. But anyway, apart from all that, that's going to be it for me for today. Thank you all so much for joining me for this episode of The Community Show. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't poke that like button for me. If you'd like to see more from me, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And of course, as always, you're more than welcome to leave a comment down in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if I can, you know all that jazz, and tune in next time as we talk about another topic at another time. And until then, good night.